Okay, this one is the scene where the main character. It's morning. He's leaving the house. Breakfast is prepared, but he's just passing the breakfast and going into his limousine, which is held up by his really old driver. Um, yeah, I did some first sketches, and then I photographed it with with my basically with my cell phone. I don't even need a scanner, and I can just by using Dropbox I can upload it and open it in Photoshop. Um, yeah, and here you can see that based on my first sketches, I'm now laying out these colors digitally using my Wacom tablet. And in Photoshop has a nice function that when you have something which is symmetrical, you can just put in like a line, and everything what you're doing on the left line is exactly mirrored also on the other line. So I use that, for example, to make some painting on the plate. Um, so here I'm doing the breakfast plate, and just notice like right now the bread and the cheese they don't have black contours. Well, now I'm the observer of the picture is looking through the window as if he's inside the kitchen. He sees the breakfast which is left there, and he's seeing the protagonist getting into the car. I'm right now doing the door of the car. I was choosing like a Rolls Royce type of car because it's a rich person. Always the important people sit in the back of the car, and it's the door is opening into the different direction, which makes it feel more exclusive. Um, I don't know if you noticed it, but when I was doing the contour of the door, which you can see, I was using a path tool, so you can create like really smooth curves and just fill it with the color you want. And right now I'm trying to get the main character into this position, like it seems like he's just about to get inside of the car, holding his suitcase. After I was finished with the suitcase, I listened to the short story again, and it just found out that like specifically in the text was said that he doesn't take anything, like no suitcase, no magazine or like newspaper or so. But here I'm doing the suitcase, and as you can see, it was a little bit too long on the right side, so I shortened it a bit. Yeah, I'm doing his shoes and his pants, and just by doing these shadows, just try to imagine how the fabric of the pants are like falling around his body, his legs, and I mean, you just need to be a good observer. Just try to focus to see in the real life like how clothes are falling around bodies, and you can just use this knowledge to draw people. This is the bolster of the seat he's sitting on. Now I'm making the front part of the car. The light, of course, like you have surfaces which is more towards the light source, then you have surfaces which are more away from the light source. That's why you have like highlights and shadows there. And right now I'm doing the rim of the car and trying to create something fancy. I also used as a logo like an angel. Kind of I wanted to refer to the picture of descending angel. Of course you have like the huge brake disc there, the braking saddle. Like to add details, don't add details just for the sake of details. You should know the function itself. That's how to make a painting the most authentic. And now I started making this driver, and he's holding up the door. I made him a little bit old school. That's why he's wearing this hat or this cap. His identity is not so much important for the story, so I didn't give him an actual face. Here you can see the highlights on the pants and where the shadow is. And in the end, to make it more classy, I also gave him like plain white gloves. There you can see them. Yeah, the door handle I made it a little bit too low. That's the rear light of the car. Some more shading. The wheelbase, of course, has also a form. Just everything is kind of 3D. So even a belt, even like this cheese, everything has like a 3-dimensional shape. And I was doing the speech bubble first, but later I talked also to Mr. XRP, the Standard Productions, and we decided to remove the speech bubble because it's less a comic, it's more just the illustrations. Yeah, the overall environment is scary. Those dark trees are there, and here you can see, oh, I found out, no suitcase. But his hand was already like that, so I thought this is an old guy. He needs some support to hold himself. Also, during showering, he was holding his weight like his with the handle, and that's the picture.